Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to calm your panic attack and how to make your panic attack go away and how to release some of that anxiety. So just want you to follow along with my voice. Just want you to follow along. My name is Jim McFarland. I am a licensed clinical social worker and clinical anxiety specialist. So follow along with me. First thing, I want you to kind of get off to the side of the road. If you're in your car or get into a semi-private place, maybe in a room or in a study or something, someplace where you can just kind of settle in a little bit. And you're going to find a chair and you're going to sit in the chair, kind of straighten your back just a little bit. Now, first step is we're going to stop resisting. Stop resisting any of those symptoms. Just allow them to be there. I know they're overwhelming. I know that it feels like they're going to take over, and that's okay. Right now, we're going to allow them to be there. It's nothing dangerous. Nothing dangerous with panic symptoms. They're just the body talking to you. They're just the body kind of overreacting. So as you're sitting there, kind of allow your spine to be naturally straight. And then take a slow, deep, luxurious breath in. Wake, alive, aware. Now hold the breath for a moment. Hold it. And let the breath fall out. And I'm going to release my tension. I'm going to release my resistance to the panic. I'm not fighting the panic. I'm just being here with it. Probably feels like all of this electricity coursing through your body. But none of it is dangerous. There's never been a panic attack that ever killed anyone. Just makes your thoughts race. Just makes your body race and your heart race. Take another slow, deep, luxurious breath with me. Way down deep into your belly. Way down deep. And then hold the breath for a few moments. Relax your body around that ball of breath if you can. I'm releasing, relaxing, letting go. And I'm letting go of my resistance, really. I'm letting go. It's okay to be afraid of the panic symptoms. That's fine. We're even going to let that be there. We're going to let the whole thing just be exactly as you find it. The fear, the racing thoughts, the sensations. We're just going to allow them to be there and take another slow, very deep breath deep down into your belly. Hold the breath. And then allow your shoulders to relax a bit, your forehead to relax a bit, your belly to go soft. And we're just going to, as best we can, just kind of let the energy course through your body. We're not trying to stop it because one of the biggest engines of panic is our resistance to it. So we're just going to let it be there as best we can. Now we're going to maybe scan through the body as we're experiencing it. So if it's here, we might as well feel it fully. We might as well let it feel the way it feels, and we might as well kind of acknowledge it and come to it exactly how it is. So maybe if your eyes aren't already closed, just allow your eyes to close. And just notice the sensations that you feel up in the top of your head. Now, if you have panic and anxiety, some of you may be feeling a lot of pressure and a lot of tension, or maybe even feelings or sensations in the brain. And if that's there, that's okay. We're just going to let them be there. I want you to get a little curious about them. So most of you, instead of getting closer to your symptoms, you usually try to move away from them. But I want you to move a little closer to them, just a little bit, as best you can. Notice any sensations that are in the top of your head, your forehead, around the sides of the head, and take another slow, deep breath in, way down into your belly. And hold the breath. Then let the breath fall out. And with it, allow any resistance just to float right out of your body down into the surface on which you rest, down into the surface beneath you. Just noticing the sensations, if any, that are in the head there. And maybe moving our awareness down now as best we can, down maybe to the lower face, around the lips. Some of you may be feeling tingling, or some of you may be feeling tension around the eyes and so forth. I just want you to notice it as best you can. We're not trying to make it go away. Again, your resistance to the panic and anxiety is the biggest generator of it. It's the biggest maintaining factor, so we're not going to resist. We're just going to allow as best we can. Just going to allow as best we can. Now we're going to breathe awareness into that area as best we can. We're going to imagine awareness kind of flowing in with the breath. As we breathe it into our mouth, it's going to go right around the head and kind of bathe the middle part of the head and face in awareness with whatever we're feeling in the moment. I'm going to breathe that in. Breathe a deep breath into that area. And hold the breath for a moment. Releasing, relaxing, and allowing it to drift away. Allow any resistance to drift away, moving your awareness down now. Noticing what the panic feels like. Now, for some of you, if it's hard to listen to my voice, you can even notice out loud whatever sensations. You might say, I notice my heart beating fast. I notice my heart skipping. Or I notice the numbness and tingling in my body. Or I notice the pit in my stomach. Or I notice my thoughts racing. And I notice that I just had a thought that I might die, or that I might go blank, or I might disappear, or I might lose control. Just notice those as best you can as a thought. And take another slow, deep breath in, down into your belly. And hold the breath. Let the breath fall out. And now I'm going to purposely slow down my breathing. And I'm going to make my exhale longer than my inhale as we are aware, sitting here, of our panicky sensations and racing sensations and heart skipping and feeling like I can't get a full breath. That's okay. We just allow all those to be there. We're not resisting them. So I'm not going to resist them. And I'm going to breathe slowly down deep into my belly to a count of 4. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Now hold the breath. Now breathe out to a count of 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Again, we're not trying to get away from anything. We're not trying to make anything go away at all. We're leaving the panic sensations just as they are. Just as they are. They're not dangerous. They're just sensations. Allowing the anxiety and panic just to wash over you. And now breathing a great big, deep, slow breath again down into your belly. Hold the breath. And then letting go. Releasing, allowing, accepting. Moving your awareness now down to the neck and the lower jaw, and feeling and noticing any sensations there. I may say, oh, I notice the tension. You can say that out loud. I notice the tension in my shoulders. I notice the tension in my jaw. I notice the tension in my cheeks and around my eyes. I notice the tension around my ears. I notice the pressure and sensations in my head. I notice the feeling in my neck. So we're going to allow them to be there and feel them as best we can, not changing anything. Take another slow, deep breath in, very deep down into the belly. Then hold the breath. And let the breath fall out. With it, let your belly be soft. Allow your shoulders to relax and center down now. Moving your awareness now down to your chest. Noticing whatever sensations are in your heart. In your chest, noticing your breathing. Your breathing may be rapid or shallow, or maybe it's started to slow down a little bit now. However you find it, that's okay. You don't have to stop a panic attack. It will stop itself if we take our hands off of it, if we just allow it to be there. Releasing and slackening my entire body as best I can into the sensations of panic, leaning into them. Most people always try to get away from them, but actually the solution lies right in them, to lean in as best you can in a soft way. Slowly now breathing into the belly, way deep down. Deep, long, luxurious in-breath down into the belly. And then holding the breath. And releasing, relaxing, accepting right where my body is in this moment as best I can. Accepting right where my anxiety is right now. Not fighting anything. Merely opening up the space and allowing. Take another slow, deep breath down into the belly. Now hold the breath. Releasing, accepting, allowing all to be just as it is. And what's fascinating is the harder we try to get rid of anxiety, the more it ramps up. Anxiety operates on the principle of opposites. The harder we try to make it go away, the closer it gets. And then the more we allow it to be here, the calmer it gets and the further away it gets. So anxiety and panic are very much like a swing set. We try to push them away and force them away, try to make them go away and try to ground ourselves and calm down. Oh, the further away the calm gets. Instead, as best we can, we're going to allow the sensations to course through the body and mind. Now for a few moments, notice the thoughts that are coming into and out of the mind. They may be cascading through the mind like a waterfall. Just noticing as best you can. Maybe you just catch glimpses of the thoughts that are racing through the mind. We just allow the mind to be that way. And we take another slow, deep breath in, down into the belly. Then hold the breath. Letting the breath fall out. Now just noticing the feeling in the body. Noticing if the anxiety is the same, or perhaps it's increased, or perhaps it's decreased some, but whatever it is, we just allow it. We allow the anxiety to carry us here and there, and to and fro. One famous doctor describes that we just relax and float as best we can with the anxiety symptoms and panic symptoms. It's nothing more than the lower part of the brain kind of throwing a tantrum. It's kind of having a come apart. There's nothing dangerous that can happen to you in a panic attack. No one has ever died from a panic attack. No heart has ever stopped. Nobody has ever fainted or wrecked a car, or those things truly are myths. They're our biggest fears, and yet they never occur. How many panic attacks maybe have you already been through? 5, 3, 30, 100. And each time you come back, and you're even here listening to this now, that's proof that anxiety and panic always wind themselves down. And take another slow, deep breath way down into the belly. And hold the breath. Allowing your body to become limp and easy and soft. The belly is soft and allowing. The mind is soft, just allowing thoughts to move through on their own. Allowing the sensations to crest and fall on their own. Almost like the waves that are at a wonderfully warm, placid beach. Our breath moves through our body like those waves. See if you can just notice the breath as it comes into and out of the lungs, and really not changing the breath any, but just noticing. One of the best tricks that we can use to catch anxiety and panic and to nip it in the bud is to just notice what's going on out loud. I notice my breathing. I notice what it feels like to breathe, as rapid or as slow as that is. Saying out loud, I notice what my head feels like. I notice my thoughts. I noticed I had a thought that I would die. I noticed that I had a thought that I would pass out. I noticed that I had a thought something bad was coming. I noticed that thought. I noticed my body here in this place, in this space. I noticed the energy coursing through my body, and maybe it slowed down a little bit. How wonderful. Just by being with our anxiety and not running, we can kind of cradle it with our awareness, and it slowly dissipates. Absolutely. Take another slow, deep breath down deep into the body. And hold on to the breath for a moment. And let the breath just collapse out. Allowing the shoulders to let go, letting go of the belly, letting go of the legs, letting go, letting go, letting go. And so now we've been here for about 20 minutes doing this. And so while I talk and kind of explain to you what happens with an anxiety and panic attack, continue to take a slow, deep breath every once in a while. And I will too. I'll even hold up my finger to take a breath or to signal to you to take a deep breath. So take a deep breath. Slowly let the breath out. Releasing the jaw, releasing the fingers, allowing the energy. And now most likely after panic has begun to subside a bit, you may be feeling tired or your mind still may be racing. You may even feel some aftershocks with it. That's okay. We can make room for them. So as I talk, if any of those little aftershocks happen, that's fine. Just let those be there. Relax and allow them to be there. We're going to take away our resistance and let that melt away. It's the resistance to panic that fuels it. The feeling of, oh my gosh, I can't have this now. Oh my gosh, here I go again. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want. No. We allow. That's how you soothe and calm a panic attack. It's so good to have you here with me. So my name's Jim McFarland. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, clinical therapist, and I'm an anxiety specialist. I've been an anxiety specialist for over 20 years. And I'm no stranger to anxiety. I've had my own panic before and my own anxiety challenges, and so I was able to overcome them and learn, in the process, learn all about anxiety and then how to help others with it. So hopefully this is helping you. Let's take another slow, deep breath while we're listening. And fill your lungs all the way up to your top of your lungs, your shoulders, and your belly. Hold the breath. Relax your body around that ball of breath. And let the breath kind of fall out. And some other things you can do that will help to calm your anxiety. You can use cold water. That induces something that we call the diver's reflex. You can put your hands in cold water up to your wrists. You could splash cold water on your face or even hold your face in cold water. That can induce the vagus nerve to kind of down regulate the heartbeat and the breathing. Some of you may have noticed when you're take a day swimming out in a cool lake or maybe tubing in a river or in the ocean, you may notice you feel totally relaxed for the rest of the day. And that's because that vagus nerve response has been triggered from that cool water. So you can also use a cold or cool shower to help you with that. Another little trick that can help is just putting your feet flat on the ground, and then this is a little technique that can help with our panic. So if I take my hand and stretch it out in front of me, my left hand, and then I'm going to turn it over so that my palm faces the inside of my body towards the center line, and then I cross my right hand over the top of that and grasp hands, and then I'm going to turn these in towards myself under and then hold. Take a great big deep breath in. Hold it. Releasing, relaxing. allowing your body to relax and center. And if you have some anxiety and some panic in you, it's okay. Let that be there. Where this really gets fueled as we kind of sit here in this hugging hold, kind of nice compression, where the anxiety response really comes from and panic comes from is when we're not only fighting it, but it's just the amygdala. It gets overwhelmed with different stressors, and it operates, the amygdala and that alarm center in the brain operate below the level of our awareness. So we're not always consciously aware of what the amygdala is scared of. And so the amygdala can get scared, and then it signals a bunch of cortisol and adrenaline to go into the body. And none of those are dangerous. You can't have a heart attack, and you don't die of heart skipping or getting dizzy or any of those. It's just scary. It can be really scary in there. But you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Just allow and loosen into those sensations of anxiety or panic if they're still there. There are other tricks that I can teach you, but I don't want to overwhelm you right now. So maybe we'll do one more. So one more is we can take our hands and cross them in front of our chest, and we can kind of tap. This kind of alternate tapping. So some alternate tapping. And everybody take a slow, deep, luxurious breath now. Hold the breath. Releasing and letting go. Letting go of that breath. It feels so good just to let go. So this is a alternate tapping. Kind of gently stimulates both sides of the brain and also hits some interesting acupressure points too. So they're on the collarbone in this area here. So we can tap those. Take another slow, deep breath down into the belly. We call this horizontal breathing because you want to push your belly out horizontally. So we're not going to move our shoulders too much. Watch. Hold the breath. And letting go. Why hold the breath? Well, turns out when we hold the breath, it actually causes our blood pressure to drop, and it causes our heart rate to drop. So it's kind of a cutoff for panic and anxiety. So, okay, well, hopefully you're feeling a little bit better now. We've been at this for almost a half hour, so hopefully the crest of your anxiety is kind of past. If not, just go to the front part of this video and listen through again and follow through. Remember that the engines of anxiety are us not wanting it. The engine of panic and a panic attack, what keeps a panic attack going, is resisting it and not wanting it. So we're going to turn that on its head. Now we're going to allow it to be there as best we can. They're not fun, but they're not dangerous. Nothing's going to hurt you. You're going to be okay. Trust me. Probably thought, one person I talked to, she said one time, I thought this was funny. She goes, I go, well, did you kind of learn, did you kind of use these techniques to kind of calm your panic? And she goes, yes, I used them. And I said, well, did they help? And she said, oh, yeah, they helped. And I said, did you die? And she goes, yes, I died 10 times. Another person, I said, he said, well, I was talking to him about his amygdala, this alarm center in his brain. And he said, well, my amygdala, he said, I said, well, how'd your amygdala do? Were you able to kind of get through it? And he goes, yeah, but my amygdala shit its pants. Okay, you're okay. You're okay. Uh, Panic is not something that we have to fear. We can go at it and come in with the right attitude, and it dissolves it. So hopefully you're feeling better. If not, go to the front part, the front of the video, and listen through again. So glad to be with you.